Chapter 7: Fibrosis. In this chapter, we're going to look at a process called fibrosis. Fibrosis happens when the body's repair system doesn't turn off properly. Instead of healing and returning to normal, the body continues building scar-like tissue. Over time, this can make tissues stiff, less flexible, and less able to function. This process often develops slowly and quietly, but it plays a major role in aging and many chronic health conditions. Let's take a closer look at how fibrosis forms, why it matters, and how it connects to cellular health. What is fibrosis? Fibrosis is what happens when the body's natural repair process doesn't turn off. Normally, when tissue is damaged, the body repairs it and then returns things back to normal. But with fibrosis, that repair signal stays on. Instead of restoring healthy tissue, the body continues building scar-like material. Over time, this tissue becomes thick, stiff, and less flexible. This makes it harder for oxygen, nutrients, and cellular signals to move properly through the tissue. In simple terms, fibrosis is repair stuck in the on position, where healing turns into ongoing scarring instead of true recovery. Why fibrosis is so serious? Fibrosis is serious because it changes the structure of tissue and how it functions. As scar-like tissue builds up, it becomes thick and stiff. This makes organs less flexible and less efficient over time. Fibrosis also keeps inflammation active. Instead of resolving and healing, the body stays in a constant state of stress and repair. At the same time, this stiff tissue limits the flow of oxygen and nutrients, making it harder for cells to produce energy and function properly. So even though fibrosis may develop quietly, it has a powerful impact, disrupting communication, reducing energy, and placing ongoing stress on the body. This is why fibrosis plays such an important role in aging and many chronic health conditions. Organs commonly affected by fibrosis. Fibrosis can affect many different organs throughout the body, not just one specific area. Some of the most commonly affected organs include the lungs, liver, heart, and kidneys. In each of these organs, fibrosis leads to the same problem. Tissue becomes thick, stiff, and less functional. In the lungs, this can make it harder to take in oxygen. In the liver, it can interfere with detoxification. In the heart, it can reduce flexibility and efficiency. And in the kidneys, it can limit the body's ability to filter waste. Even though these organs have different roles, fibrosis affects them in a similar way, by restricting flow, limiting function, and increasing stress on cells. This is why fibrosis is considered a system-wide issue, not just a localized problem. Fibrosis and energy loss. Fibrosis doesn't just affect structure, it directly impacts energy production. When tissue becomes stiff and scarred, it restricts blood flow. That means less oxygen and fewer nutrients are able to reach the cells. Inside the cell, mitochondria rely on oxygen and nutrients to produce energy. When that supply is limited, mitochondria become less efficient and begin to struggle. As energy production drops, cells lose their ability to repair, communicate, and function properly. This is why fibrosis is often linked with fatigue, weakness, and slower recovery. In simple terms, fibrosis creates an environment where cells are undersupplied, overstressed, and low on energy. Fibrosis and aging. Fibrosis plays a significant role in the aging process because it creates an environment where cells can no longer function efficiently. As scar-like tissue builds up, it restricts oxygen, nutrients, and communication between cells. This ongoing stress causes cells to weaken over time. Instead of repairing and renewing, cells begin to lose function, accumulate damage, and age more quickly. Fibrosis also contributes to other aging-related processes, including inflammation, energy loss, and reduced cellular cleanup. In simple terms, fibrosis doesn't just happen with aging. It actively accelerates it by making the cellular environment more difficult for cells to survive and perform. This is why addressing fibrosis is an important part of supporting long-term cellular health and longevity. Addressing fibrosis. Addressing fibrosis is not about forcing the body. It's about restoring balance to the systems that control repair. The first step is calming inflammation, since chronic inflammation keeps the repair process turned on. Next, it's important to reduce excessive scar formation by improving the signals that tell the body when to stop repairing. At the same time, supporting cellular energy is essential. When cells have enough energy, they can repair properly instead of staying stuck in a stress response. And finally, supporting overall cellular health helps restore normal communication between cells, allowing repair processes to turn on when needed and off when they're not. When these systems are balanced, the body can shift from ongoing scarring back to proper healing and function. Creating healthy balance. The key to addressing fibrosis is restoring balance within the body. Fibrosis develops when inflammation and repair stay elevated for too long, pushing the body toward ongoing scarring instead of proper healing. On one side, we have inflammation and excessive scar formation. On the other side, we have true healing and healthy function. The goal is not to stop repair. It's to allow repair to turn on when needed, and then turn off when the job is done. When inflammation is reduced, energy improves, and cellular communication is restored, the body can shift back toward normal healing. In simple terms, fibrosis improves when the body regains its ability to balance repair and recovery. And when that balance is restored, tissues become more functional, more flexible, and better able to support long-term health. Fibrosis is a system problem. Fibrosis is not just a problem in one organ. It affects the entire cellular environment. As scar tissue builds up, it changes the space around cells, making it harder for them to communicate, receive nutrients, and function properly. This disruption affects multiple systems at once. Energy production becomes less efficient, growth signals can become imbalanced, and the body's ability to clean up damaged cells is reduced. Over time, this leads to the accumulation of dysfunctional or aged cells, which further stresses the system. In simple terms, fibrosis connects everything. It disrupts how cells interact, how systems function, and how the body maintains balance. That's why true healing isn't just about targeting one area. It requires restoring balance across the entire cellular environment. Big takeaway: fibrosis. The big takeaway is this: fibrosis plays a major role in how the body breaks down over time. As scar-like tissue builds up, it drives inflammation, reduces organ function, and accelerates cellular decline. It changes the environment around cells, making it harder for them to communicate, produce energy, and repair themselves. But fibrosis is not a fixed condition, it's a process. And that means it can be influenced, slowed, and in many cases, improved. When we reduce stress on the body, support energy production, and restore proper signaling, we give the body the ability to shift away from ongoing scarring and back toward true healing. And this brings us to the next important piece of the puzzle. Because once we understand fibrosis, the next question becomes, what is driving this process at a deeper level? In the next chapter, we're going to explore the signals and conditions that push the body toward damage, dysfunction, and accelerated aging, and how we can begin to shift those signals back in the right direction. If you'd like a simple guide that shows you how to start reducing cellular stress and supporting these key systems step by step, we've put together a free resource you can use right away. Just click the link below, enter your email, and we'll send it directly to you.